gonna jump right into this video. So in this tutorial, you're going to need T-pins right here. Then you're going to need a mannequin head, of course. Then you're going to need a wax stick, a comb, tweezers, and of course, you need some slanted tweezers. You need a white washcloth or towel, and then of course, you know, the handy dandy hot comb. Okay, so for the first step, you're just going to be placing that white washcloth or towel over your mannequin head. This is so that way you will be able to see the knots better and the lace better while you're plucking the wig. Okay, so now that we have the white towel placed on there, now I'm just going to go ahead and put the wig on. So I'm just going to make sure that the lace is completely stretched out, meaning there is no lumps or bumps in the lace. And you're just going to start, so I usually just take the first T-pin and I start in the middle. So I put one T-pin in the middle and then I put two on each side. That way it just stretches out and it holds so much better than just putting one or two, you know, T-pins. Because you want this to be as flat as possible and to stretch the lace as much as possible. That way you can just see every detail of the knots in what you're plucking. Okay, so I got one side completely pinned. Now you're just going to do the same thing to the other side. Again, just stretch it out and place the two pins. This is what your T-pin placement should look like. Okay, now for this next step, you're going to be taking your wax stick, of course, and you're just going to be lightly, ladies, I cannot stress this enough, or men, lightly press over the lace with your wax stick, because you don't necessarily just want to like beat it down or put so much product in. You literally are using this to push the hair back so we can see the complete hairline. Now, once you got that wax stick applied, now you're going to take your hot comb and you're just going to press that product in over the lace. So again, you're just going to start at the beginning and you're just going to take your hot comb and kind of run the tongue of the comb through those hairs. That way it can just lay completely flat. Now, once you got the hair laid completely flat, now it's time to pluck. So of course, I do the skip pluck method. So meaning like I pluck an area, skip an area, then pluck another area again. And I do this just to make sure that it looks as natural as possible. And again, I do skip in bigger chunks than normal videos, only because I like my wigs to look natural as possible. I don't need it to be plucked to perfection. I just need it to look realistic. And the best advice I can give for plucking would be to make sure that you have some great tweezers. Make sure they're at a slant and they easily grab the hair. Also, another great tip that you'll see me doing in this video is hot combing every time after I pluck. That way you can see how the hair looks for real. And to keep in mind when you're plucking, the best way to pluck is backwards. So we want to pull the hair toward you, okay? So once you got that first side completed, because again, I do pluck my wigs in sections, so I will start with one side and then work my way to the other. So after you did your first front section, you're just going to part the hair as you seen me did, and then you're just going to pluck right behind that section. This will help it take a little bit more of that hair out and won't look so bulky at the top or in the front. It just looks more natural. So make sure you don't skip this step. Definitely part the hair and pluck behind that first line of hair that you did. And it's still just the same steps that you did with the first line of hair. So you just take the wax stick, lay it flat, take your hot comb, go over it, lay that flat, then you start plucking. Pluck toward the back, pull behind you or away from you. I usually let the mannequin sit in my lap, so that means I'm usually pulling it toward me. But right here for the camera purpose, you can kind of see that I'm not like actually behind the mannequin, but I'm still pulling in the backwards motion. That's what you want to do. That way you can just easily pull that hair out. And again, just take your time, work in sections. I know it's frustrating. It will take a time. This is not a 10-minute process. Once you feel like you got it plucked to your liking, you're just going to take your hot comb and make sure that you are really pressing that hair back. That way you can see how the hair is going to look. So now this is me combining my first layer with my second layer, and you guys, I absolutely loved how it came out. Like, look at that. Plucked, okay? Now this is the completed look on both sides. I did the same on both sides, and this is the final product. Hope you ladies loved it, and I'll see you in my next video.